Hello students. Now in this class we are going to discuss about the lymph. Lymph, which is the second body fluid which have equally importance as the blood. Now as we have discussed in last class about the lymph also, lymph is colorless. It is flowing across or flowing through the lymph vessels which are running along with blood vessels. Okay, what is the function of lymph? So lymph here, it helps in purification of or filtration of blood so that all excretory materials, all toxic materials can be removed from the blood itself. Okay, so here as we have something we have talked about before also, now we are going to see what that NCERT etc. is saying about lymph. Okay, so here that lymph is called as tissue fluid. Tissue fluid means it is, as we have discussed in last class, it forms the major part of the body or major part of the body fluid. Only that around it is around 90% of that body fluid, remaining 8 to 10% is blood. So it is our tissue fluid. As what they are saying now, the NCERT is saying that blood passes through the capillaries in tissues. Some water along with many small water soluble substances move out into spaces. Now what is space here? Here we have the two types of space, we can say, like the two types of spaces are, first thing that is we have intracellular space, and second that we have intercellular space. Now if we'll go for what is meaning of intracellular, here it is intracellular. So when we are talking about that intracellular space, so it is space inside the cell, okay, or inside the plasma membrane. So that space which is present inside the cell or which is surrounded by plasma membrane, okay, that is called as intracellular space. Whereas what is this intercellular space? It is space between or space between two cells in tissue formation or in tissue. So here what will happen in this case, they are talking about what? So they are saying about that here that all soluble substances, water soluble substance along with small amount of water, it used to move into the space. Which space? That is talking about intercellular space. Okay, here now when between the cell of tissue leaving the larger protein and most of the formed element in the blood vessel, this fluid release out is called as interstitial fluid or tissue fluid. What is that? Only small means some large protein, some blood cells, they will be remain in the blood vessel. Remaining all parts will be released into that space. Now the fluid which is present in this intercellular space, it is called as interstitial fluid or tissue fluid, and that is our lymph. Okay. Now here we can find that it have some mineral distribution, like what is the composition of plasma, which is the major part or fluid part of blood. This lymph also have the similar type of composition. Some changes are there that we'll see afterwards. Here it contains nutrients, acids, etc. And what is its function? It helps in exchange of nutrients, exchange of waste material between tissue fluid and the blood. Now here they are saying that what it contains. So it contains network of vessels called as lymphatic system. Now here if you go for lymphatic system, so that lymphatic system What it contain? It contain two parts. First is that we have lymph organs, and second we have lymph vessels. So lymph organ, which helps in formation of lymph. Example of such organ is, example that we have spleen. What we have? Example we have spleen. Okay. Formation of lymph. Okay. Now, what is the function of lymph vessels? So lymph vessels here, it helps in, or it carries lymph. So they are talking about this lymph vessel only. So here lymphatic system, it also includes some organ like tonsils. Some lymph nodes are there that we can discuss in detail in further classes. Here we can find that lymphatic system, it is made up of these two major parts, that is we have lymph organs and lymph vessels. Okay. Now next what they are saying here, the fluid present in the lymphatic system is called as lymph. Now all the fluid which is present in lymphatic system, that is called as lymph. Okay. Here further lymph is colorless, as obviously RBC is absent here. So along with RBC, hemoglobin is also absent. Okay. Now we can see about the composition of that lymph, or composition of that interstitial fluid, or also we can say composition of, that is our tissue fluid. Okay. Now what it contains. So here we are going to talk about lymph. Now lymph, it is made up of two parts, as similar to the blood. Water forms here 96% of lymph. In solid part, which forms 4%, solid part is 4% only. Now what it contain in solid? It can contain some organic substances. What are that organic substances? Means carbon containing substance, which contains protein, that forms a major part of that. Okay. It contains lipid 5 to 15%. It contains amino acid. Along with it contains carbohydrate and non-protein nitrogenous wastes. Here the major protein is albumin, globulin. Here this albumin is large protein, or also called as egg protein. Okay. Whereas if you go for globulin, it forms antibody. So it forms antibodies, hence this helps in formation of our immunity or immune system. Okay. So here this albumin, it is called as egg protein, large protein, or also we can say it is one of the largest protein in blood and lymph. Along with globulin, it is protein indicated as Ig or immunoglobulin. Okay. Here this immunoglobulin are antibodies which forms our immune system or immunity. Along with that, it contains clotting factor, like we have to discuss in last class. So it is clotting factor like fibrin, etc. Whereas it contains antibodies like IgA, antibody A, antibody G, etc. Okay, along with some enzymes. Okay, in form of lipid, as it contains chylomicron. What is that here? Chylomicrons are protein coated lipid molecules. Okay, protein coated lipid molecules are chylomicron. Same for here, lipoproteins. Now it contains glucose, which is source of energy. So we are taking it as source of energy. In case of amino acid, it contains all amino acid which is same in plasma. So that is, it contains all the entire amino acid which are common to plasma. Along with that, it contains some non-proteinous part, that is urea and creatinine. Urea, it is main excretory material. main excretory material in humans or in mammals. So in human it is main excretory material which is released through urine. Okay, so here urea is main excretory material, whereas creatinine, it is additional excretory material which is toxic for us, and this should be removed. Now it contains some inorganic substances, like it contains low concentration than plasma, like it contains sodium, calcium, potassium, etc. But one thing we have to keep in mind, the concentration of these molecules will be less as compared to plasma. Okay. Now high concentration than plasma, what it contain, like chloride and bicarbonates. Chloride ions which are produced by breakdown of NaCl. Now what is NaCl here? NaCl is common salt what we are consuming. That NaCl get dissociated, form into Na, sodium and Cl chloride. Here the sodium is absorbed into the body and released from excess of sodium released through stool or feces, solid waste, whereas chloride it releases through urine. Bicarbonate ions are such ions which helps in maintaining the buffer or maintaining the pH of our blood. Okay. Then it contains some cellular content, as here RBC and platelets are absent, and platelets are absent, these are not there. Okay, so these are absent. So what it contains? It contains lymphocyte. Okay, it contains lymphocyte, which is the part of or type of leukocyte, white blood cells. Numbers, it can be 1000 to 2000 per cube mm per blood plus per mm cube of the blood. Along with that, it contains monocytes, macrophage, plasma cells. These all performs phagocytosis. Phagocytosis means they used to engulf pathogens. Okay, engulf pathogens. So it is about our lymph. Again, a short preview of that. Okay, or again I'm just revising shortly. Here lymph, it is colorless fluid present in our body, forms major part of body fluid. Here as we have discussed about lymph, next we can go for the types of circulation, or we can include here, that is how many types are there for types of circulatory system. Types of circulatory system. There are two major types of circulatory system. First is which is called as open, and second is that is called as closed type. So there are two types of circulatory system. First is open, second is closed type. Open type means here blood vessels are absent. Blood vessels are absent, whereas in closed, blood vessels are present. So here we can find blood vessels are present in case of closed type, whereas it is absent in open type of circulatory system. Next, in case of open type, what is there? In open type we can find that blood flows through, means if blood vessels are absent, means where the blood used to flow. So blood flow through or in large cavities called as sinus. So here that blood, it used to flow in large cavities called as sinus. In closed, blood flows inside in. There are three options. First we can go for the major, that is we have artery. That is, now what is artery actually? So artery these are thick walled thick walled with narrow lumen. Narrow lumen. What is lumen? The cavity inside the artery or blood vessel is called as lumen. So narrow lumen and carries oxygenated blood, that means with hemoglobin, from heart to other organs. Okay, so that is artery. Now we can find that in closed type of that is circulatory system, blood flows through or flows in first artery, second vein, and third is capillaries. So it is for artery. Then we can go for vein. So here second is vein. It is thin walled compared to artery, thin walled with broad lumen. And what is the Rucha? And broad lumen and valves are present. Okay, carriage deoxygenated blood. From where? From different body parts to heart. From body parts to heart. Okay, so second stage, that is vein. Third, it goes to capillaries. So it is our second. Third, we have capillaries. So capillaries, these are thin walled small blood vessels, for what? For exchange of material. Means now here artery contains oxygenated blood, means it contains large amount of oxygen, whereas vein carries deoxygenated blood, means less amount of oxygen and more amount of CO2. How that O2 and CO2 get exchanged? That is due to capillaries. Exchange of gases or materials between artery and vein. Okay, now here are the different types of blood vessels. Now what that NCERT is saying about that, we can see here. So here, according to NCERT also, there are two types of circulatory system. So two types are, that is open and closed type. Here okay, now open type of circulatory system. First of all, where we can find in the group, that is Arthropoda, which is the largest phylum of animal kingdom, and here we have mollusca. So in Arthropoda or mollusca, normally we used to see different types of insects, different, like the most common is mosquito, etc. That comes under Arthropoda. Here, now what they are saying, that blood pumped by the heart, means heart is there, blood is there, that heart is, means blood is pumped by heart, and what happens here, it is passes through large openings or cavities called as sinus. Okay, so here what we have discussed, that thing is there, means that blood used to move through the large cavities called as sinus. Whereas in case of annelids and chordates, including humans, we have closed type of circulatory system. Closed means here blood pumped by the heart always circulated through closed network of blood vessels. Here we have discussed about the blood vessels here itself. Okay. Now, if we'll go for muscular, we can find two types of heart, that neurogenic and myogenic. What is neurogenic? Which is made up of nerves, as we can find in earthworm, etc. Whereas in case of humans, in case of mammals, chordates, we have myogenic heart. Here myogenic heart, it contains various, like in case of fishes, it contains two chamber. So our heart, that heart in case of fishes, that contains two chamber only, in which one atrium or auricle and one ventricle. If we go for amphibians contains, except amphibians and that is reptiles, except crocodile, they have three chambered heart, where out of that they have two auricle and one ventricle. Okay. Whereas if you go for mammals, birds, etc. So in birds and mammals, along with crocodile, possess four chamber heart with two auricle and two ventricle. Okay, so here that is the different type of circulatory system, different types of heart which is present in different organisms. Here we are going to talk about heart which is present in mammals, including human heart. Okay, so here we'll talk about human heart. Although we have the here diagram, we have the points from NCERT, but to make it simple, just I want to draw a simple diagram so that you can able to understand the structure of heart as well as the occurrence or presence of different types of blood vessels. Okay, so here if we go for human heart, as it is, we have discussed that it is four chambered heart. So here we have the first two chamber. Now it contains two lower chambers. So that is, those are two upper chamber. Here we have the two lower chambers. Upper two chambers are called as auricle, which are separated by the help of one septum. Similarly, that auricle and ventricle are separated by the help of another septum, which is have somewhat different structure. Okay. Now ventricle is separated by one thick septum or thick membrane, which is somewhat thin from one side and somewhat thick towards the second side. Okay. Now here, first of all, if we talk about what is the position of heart in our body, so our heart is situated in thoracic cage near to, according to some books, etc., they used to say that is the biggest misconception, that position of heart is somewhat left, but it is not like that. Heart is present in the median only, as it is, its left ventricle wall is thick. That's why it is slightly tilted towards left side. So here we can see the different parts. Now, first of all, this part, if we'll go for this part, it is called as, so it is the first part, which is auricle, so we can call it as right auricle. Similarly, here it is left auricle. Okay. Now, as we have two auricles, right and left auricles, and we can find one membrane which is there to separate them. So what is the name of that membrane? So here the membrane is there which is to separate them, called as interauricular septum. it is called as interauricular septum. Now similarly we have two ventricles, so it is right ventricle, whereas here we have left ventricle. Okay, left ventricle. So we have the two ventricles here, that is right and left ventricle. So right and left ventricles. Now there is one membrane in between these two to separate that. It is our interventricular septum. It is interventricular septum. Now here, as we can find that we have two auricle, two ventricle, and that is they are separated by different membranes. Similarly, we have some membrane which is to separate auricle and ventricle. So now this membrane is called as, this membrane which is present here between right auricle and between that auricle and ventricle, it is called as auriculoventricular septum. Okay, now we can find some, as this septum is not smooth, here it contains some folds. Here number of folds are 3, here number of folds are 2. What does that mean? These are the valves which are present in the heart. So in right side of the heart, how many fold we can see? That is 1, 2 and 3. This is called as tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve. Whereas this side we have two valve or two folds. The two folds are called as bicuspid valve. Okay. Now here we can find some networks are there, or we can say some fibers are there which are present. First of all, we can talk about few group of tissue or nodes. So we can find two nodes here. One is here, this node which is called as SA node, which stands for sino-auricular node. Whereas it is our second node called as AB node, auriculoventricular node. So we can write here, that is we have SA node is, that is sino-auricular node, okay, which is written here. Now some muscle fibers are present inside this wall of ventricle, and which is further separated as branches. Okay. Okay. So here these bundles are, or these fibers are called as bundle of His. Okay. So here we can find that we have fibers which are present in interventricular septum. These are called as bundle of His. Whereas this bundle of His, these are cardiac muscles only. They get separated, expanded or spread in entire ventricular wall and forms Purkinje fibers. Now what is the function of here? that SA node, it makes or it starts impulse. Impulse is produced by SA node, which is further carried by our AV node. AV node transfers the impulse into bundle of His and Purkinje fiber, due to which muscle contraction takes place, or we can say due to which we can find that contraction of heart and expansion of heart, it starts. Okay, so it involves the structure of heart and it's some of the parts. Now we can see that what NCERT is saying about that. So similarly here, first of all, they're saying that heart, it is okay. Okay, so what they're saying here, heart is, it is mesodermal derived organ, means it is originated from mesoderm. Okay, it is originated from mesoderm during the growth or during the embryonic development. Here it is, where it is present, so present in thoracic cavity between two lungs and slightly tilted towards the left. We have seen what is the reason behind that. Okay, it contains, now that heart is present inside one sac-like structure called as pericardium, surrounded by fluid called as pericardial fluid. So pericardium. Now it contains two auricles. So here we have right atrium, here we have left atrium. In this part, right and left atrium. Now in between, here we have this. In case of that, here we have, that is this part is our tricuspid valve, whereas here we can find this is bicuspid valve. Now this tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve, these are connected with the help of thread-like structure. This thread-like structure called as chordae tendineae. So that tricuspid and bicuspid valve, they get closed and open. Why they get closed? So that backflow of blood should not be there. So for that we have chordae tendineae. Then we have right ventricle, we have left ventricle. It is the part of apex part or terminal part of the heart, which is called as apex. So it is the structure of heart. Now we can move to further. Again here, to understand the major parts, etc. Now similarly we have that right auricle, we have left auricle, we have right ventricle, we have left ventricle. Now here I'm not drawing entire thing, but few things, that is roughly I'm drawing here. So here we have, that is atrioventricular septum, we have bicuspid valve, tricuspid valve. Here we have, that is interauricular ventricular septum. Okay, now how that blood transfer takes place. So for that we can see further. Now from we have the different parts. So first we can see here, it is our various body parts. Now only we have discussed about that from various body part which are present, they take the blood or they transfer the blood through veins to heart, etc. So where is the position of heart? It is in thoracic cavity, in the almost in the middle of or in between the lungs. Here some body parts like legs are present below the heart, head, etc. is present above the heart. So these are the body parts. Now here somewhere we can go for, that is lungs. So here we can write as lungs, because lungs also plays very important role in that. Now from various body parts, so here what we have, through vena cava, okay, through vena cava blood enters into right auricle Now vena cava, it is large vein actually. So from lower part of body means such part which are below the heart. From lower part of body we can find their blood enters through inferior vena cava, whereas from upper part like head etc. blood enter into heart by superior vena cava. Okay, blood here enters into our heart, which part? That is out towards the right auricle. Now from right auricle this bicuspid and valve will open and blood will flow into right ventricle. Okay, now from right ventricle that one artery will release. This artery is called as pulmonary artery. What is the function? It carries deoxygenated blood. It carry deoxygenated blood to lungs. So here now only we have studied that artery should carry oxygenated blood, but it is the exception of artery which carries deoxygenated blood to lungs. Then from lungs some arteries or blood enter into heart through another vein, exception of vein called as pulmonary vein. It is only vein or single vein which carries oxygenated blood. So it is again exception of artery and vein. Here this pulmonary artery, it is the single artery which carry deoxygenated blood, whereas pulmonary vein, it is the single vein which carries oxygenated blood. Now here further if we'll go for, so here we have discussed about the various vein and that is artery which are involved here. Now we should go for the major or biggest artery which arise from the heart. From this part means from our left auricle, and that is it which take the blood to various body parts and called as aorta. So here aorta, it is the largest artery, and what is the function here? So it carries blood from heart to all parts except to all parts, that is except few parts like that is for lungs. Here it doesn't mean that it will not transfer to lungs. For the wall of lungs etc. it will carry, but for purification that blood will be carried through pulmonary artery. So here there are the various veins and arteries which either take the blood. Here again, from when pulmonary vein transfer the blood to left auricle, blood will move to the left ventricle by the opening and cyclic closure of bicuspid valve. Okay, so here we can go for what the diagram is showing. So similarly here we have the different in this diagram, like we have superior vena cava, we have inferior vena cava which carries the blood from upper and lower body parts. We have pulmonary vein which takes the oxygenated blood to left auricle, and it is exception of vein. And here we have right atrium. So in this part here we have pulmonary valve. Pulmonary valve is also called as semilunar valve. It is also called as semilunar valve, as it is half moon shape. Here we have pulmonary, that is artery, left or atrium. Here mitral valve, it is also called as bicuspid valve. Okay. Here we have aorta and left ventricle. So it is the structure of our heart along with some major artery and vein. Hope you have understood. And further, if here you are finding any difficulty, go through that video again and you will be able to understand that. Now we can go for the next. And they have given about the double circulation. Okay. So here double circulation. So we can go for the again, that is we have here first part means according to that circulation takes place twice in human body. So here we have lungs, here we have the body parts, and in between we have that heart. Okay, so now we can see here further. From the various body parts, deoxygenated blood enter into heart or right auricle through vena cava. So it forms one part. Then further, this same deoxygenated blood, it moves to for further purification. Here the blood moves through pulmonary artery to lungs. So it moves through pulmonary artery. So it is the second. So first time here blood enter into heart from body parts towards the right side, right auricle and right ventricle. Then further that deoxygenate means here from lungs that blood will get purified. Okay, so here and oxygenated blood, it transfer from our lungs to our left auricle through pulmonary vein. Finally, now from our left ventricle, blood moves to entire body part through aorta. Okay, so how here, if you'll focus here, you'll see here that we can find that blood enters into our heart twice. First from body parts to right auricle through vena cava, then here through pulmonary vein to left auricle from lungs. Okay, now for that right ventricle, it transfers the impure blood to lungs through pulmonary artery, whereas left ventricle, it transfers the pure blood to entire body parts. So here we can find entirely two set of arteries and veins. So here we can find that it is double circulation. So double circulation means double circulation, it means that entry of blood twice in heart. So first is that we have body or body parts to vena cava to pulmonary artery to lungs. It is first and called as pulmonary circulation. Okay, it is called as pulmonary circulation. Whereas second, which carries the double other set of way or other set of blood vessels. So here from lungs to pulmonary vein to left auricle, or we can say heart, to body parts through aorta. It is called as systemic circulation. So here blood enters into heart twice. Now first circulation or first circulatory system, it can includes the circulation between that body parts, and here we can include that is so first it includes through the that is between lungs and heart, whereas second between body part and lungs. Okay. So here this in this diagram we can find here. Now we have the two types of the system between. So first stage, that is pulmonary circulation, and second we have that is systemic circulation. Okay, so it is between lungs and heart. It is between heart and other body part other than lungs, other body parts. Now so here we can find our vena cava and aorta. These are the parts of systemic circulation, whereas pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein, these are the part of pulmonary circulation. Okay, so it is about the two or double circulation or different type of circulation that we have, and here is all about heart and its different parts. Thank you.